welcome to today's Train the Trainer program. My name is Nicholson and I'll be your trainer today. They say it takes about 5 to 10 minutes for people to lose interest in a presentation. You, however, will not be so lucky, because although there is no test at the end of this course, you will be required to put together a small presentation of the skills that you have acquired today. The first part of the course, we concentrate on your introduction and how to use brain teasers and icebreakers to keep your audience engaged. For the first part of this training course, we'll be focusing on your introduction and how to use brain teasers and icebreakers to engage your audience. I train the trainer. In most organizations, people become trainers because they're subject matter experts. This doesn't necessarily mean that they have the means to train what they know. But the TrainTheTrainer program addresses these issues. It also provides new trainers with a toolkit on how to successfully complete a training course, or deliver a training course for that matter. The reason why I say trainer instead of facilitator is because when you leave here today, you'll have a set of training skills, as opposed to facilitating, which would mean that I facilitated a team build or a group discussion. Each of you today will have a name badge, and this is basically for communication reasons. This is a very interactive course, and I would like to refer to you by name and not by the color of your hair. So we're going to start on the right. So please stand up and introduce yourself. Say your name and where you're from. The learning objectives for this session is to know when and why to use your brain teasers and your icebreakers. When it is appropriate to use it, and the timing is very important. We use it as part of your introduction because you want to set a trend for the day, because this will be how the class will run. If you have a good icebreaker, you'll have a good session. If you have a bad icebreaker, try again. Icebreakers. So as the word intends, it is an icebreaker. It is taken from the ship called the icebreaker that leads the way for other ships. So whatever your icebreaker is, it will lead the way for your training course. You want to put the people at ease. You want to make them comfortable in the environment. The icebreaker should be able to do that for you. The first icebreaker that we will look at is your favorite t-shirt. In this icebreaker, you will ask all of the attendees to bring with or to wear their favorite t-shirt. When the group is together, you'll ask each of them to get up and explain what the t-shirt means to them. It will either be a sports team or a favorite comfortable t-shirt that they like wearing, but each person will bring something that has some kind of personal relation to them. Why would we do this? This icebreaker helps when we have a group of people that don't communicate on a social level. Sometimes you have managers and employees in the same training room, and we need them to communicate. So we will ask them to speak about their social behavior. The next icebreaker is a bit more complicated, and you want to use this with a different level of employee. Somebody that is not your entry-level employee, that knows a little bit more about interactiveness and people that you want to work in a group. So you will divide your group into smaller groups of 3 or 5 depending on your size. In this case, they will discuss 5 neighbors and their habits, the nationalities, the colors and the stuff that they drink. You would put a time to this, and the first group that achieves the answer, and the question is which of the people own a fish? So the first group that gets to that answer will get some kind of reward. I normally use Ferreros. It's very important that you have the answers to all of your icebreakers, because if for instance your group gets stuck and nobody can get to what a fish is, to which person owns a fish, you must be able to assist. So always have your answers ready. The next icebreaker is the magic wand. It's a very mischievous icebreaker. You will pass the wand around the room and ask each person, when they hold the wand, to wish for 3 ways that they would change the company. But they can't only just wave the magic wand and wish for something. They have to explain exactly why they would make this change and how it would improve the company. Each person will get to write down their wishes before the wand is passed around, so nobody can copy from what the first person wished. And notes of after will be compared afterwards, and better solutions for the company hopefully will come out from there. Brain teasers. Now, brain teasers is individual activities, and they are geared to your subject. So you want to select a brain teaser that speaks to the subject that you're about to approach. In selecting a brain teaser, be very careful that you do not alienate anybody, because it's an individual exercise. People might feel alienated if they do not get it right. The first brain teaser we're going to look at is thinking outside the box. You would use thinking outside the box if your company was going through some kind of change and you wanted them to think outside the box. The exercise that we're going to do is join the 9 dots. You have to use 4 straight lines. Your pen must not leave the page, and you must not repeat any lines. Okay. In this exercise, again, I say it's very important that you have your answers ready, because if people struggle with this, you don't want them to get bogged down with the thought that I couldn't get this right. You want them to be able to think that I can think outside the box. So you must be able to complete the riddle and have them feel that they also can think outside the box. This one is spot the object. In spot the object, you will see that most of us see things differently. Most of these, you will give them a time to focus, and some people can't see 3D pictures, some people can see 3D pictures, and you'll be surprised at how many people see which object. What do you see?
2 faces and a cup.
Do you see a lovely vase?
Yeah, okay.
You need to look at things from a different point of view. A lot of people see the 2 faces first, and a lot of people see the cup first. So sometimes we all see the same thing, and we all right as well. So you need to look at things from all kinds of points of view. What do you see?
Yeah, lots of things. 2 old people and 2 people, one playing a guitar, one with something on their head.
This picture is very similar to the picture before, but it's got much more detail, and it requires from us to see lots of different things. You need to see the whole picture, because although there's always a focal point of what is going on, you need to see the whole picture. What can you see?
Left.
Read between the lines. So a lot of times people don't see that. And it is not wrong, because sometimes people focus on the darker and sometimes people focus on the lighter. So there's no wrong, but you must be able to read between the lines. Can you see the lady's face hiding in the doves? Sometimes we see things that aren't really there. And this is a good one to use when there is change happening in the company and people imagine a lot of things will go wrong, but it's not really there. They imagine that there's things that they think they can see, but they can't really see. And you can use this to gear the course in such a way that people are more open-minded about what is coming. Duck or rabbit?
I saw duck first, then I see rabbit.
Everybody does see the same thing, just sometimes see the same things differently. And it can depend on a lot of different things in our life and our point of view and where we are. And in this case, if you want a joint view on something, you can use this to get people to see things a certain way.
Oh, I don't know what I can see there. A dog sniffing.
Yes, you can see the dog sniffing. And there it looks like an eye, and there it looks like a dog facing this way. Be more observant, basically. So don't just take anything for face value, try and see more into what is approaching. And also for change, it is good to use to show people that sometimes there's more to life than just what you see. Very important thing about using brain teasers and icebreakers. If you use the wrong ones and you make your people feel uneasy or that they are doing something wrong, you can end up in this situation where you have the best team ever and they're busy burying the facilitator because you have brought them all together. Icebreaker versus brain teasers. Very important decision in your introduction. This is where you make your first and lasting impression.